Section 2. Design Standards and Guidelines for Residential Condominium Projects. A. Site Criteria. Conformity to Comprehensive Land Use Plan, Zoning Ordinance, National Building Code. 1. Residential condominium projects shall preferably be located in areas zoned as or appropriate for residential uses. 2. Condominium projects shall likewise conform to the minimum building requirements, lot occupancy, open spaces, parking, and other requirements of the National Building Code of the Philippines and its implementing rules and regulations. B. Planning consideration. 1. Area planning. A. Supplementary and supportive activities to residential use shall be allowed provided that the privacy, order, health, and safety of the residents are not jeopardized nor threatened, and that the land use plan and/or zoning ordinance of the locality can accommodate such mixture of land uses. B. Open spaces shall be provided within the project site pursuant to the National Building Code of the Philippines and its implementing rules and regulations. These shall include courts, yards, setbacks, light wells, uncovered driveways, access roads, parking spaces, buffer strips, parks, and playgrounds. Except as may hereafter be otherwise provided, these spaces shall be open from the ground to the sky. The open space shall also be allocated for basic utilities and community facilities or common areas. C. Easements for utilities, such as drainage system, water supply, power lines, and communication lines shall be integrated with land circulation system. D. Building orientation on lot shall take into account proper ventilation, sunlight, and land characteristics. E. No development shall be allowed within the 5-meter mandatory easement on both sides of the Marikina Valley Fault Trace and such other fault traces as may be identified by PhilVox. Approved per Board Resolution number 515 Series of 1992. 2. Site preservation and alteration. A. Slope. The finished grade shall have a desired slope to allow rainwater to be channeled into street drains. Where cut and fill is necessary, an appropriate grade shall be attained to prevent any depression in the area. Grading and ditching shall be executed in a manner that will prevent erosion or flooding of adjoining properties. B. Preservation of site assets. Suitable trees with a caliper diameter of 200 mm or more, as well as shrubs and desirable ground cover shall be preserved in accordance with the implementing rules and regulations of DENR. Where good quality topsoil exists in the site, it shall be blank and shall be preserved for finishing grades of yards, playgrounds, parks, and garden area. C. Ground cover. Grass, shrubs, plants, and other landscaping materials used for ground cover shall be of variety appropriate for its intended use and location. They shall be so planted as to allow complete and permanent cover of the area. C. Design parameters. 1. Space location. Space allocations shall provide areas for living, dining, kitchen, sleeping, toilet and bath, laundry drying area, and storage, the minimum sizes of which shall be in accordance with the requirements of the National Building Code of the Philippines and its implementing rules and regulations referral codes. A. Parks, playground, and/or other recreational areas. 1. Parks, playground, exclusive of easements, access roads, driveways, parking space shall be required for projects with a gross saleable area of 1,000 square meters. Or 2. Project with 10 or more condominium units, except when the condominium unit is part or the condominium is part of a subdivision project or a park playground not more than or 800 meters away and enriching it. The pedestrian will not be unduly exposed to hazard. 2. The minimum area for a single park playground shall be 50 square meters. Increments of 3 square meter for every additional family dwelling type in excess of 10 units shall be added. 3. Parks, playground, or other recreational facilities may not be required if the condominium is located not more than or 800 meters from a publicly accessible park, playground, or other recreational facilities. 4. Parks playground shall be properly landscaped to accommodate both active and passive activities. 5. Parks playground may be accommodated in the yard provided such yards are adequate and usable as park. 6. Outdoor facilities, optional, such as tennis courts, swimming pool, etc., may be integrated with the park playground. B. Parking space requirement. 1. For residential condominium units, the parking slot requirement for residential condominium projects will be in accordance with the provisions of the National Building Code of the Philippines. 2. Off-site parking may be allowed in addition to the on-site parking provided that the designated parking area is part of the project and provided further that the required distance shall be in accordance with the National Building Code of the Philippines. 3. Compliance with additional parking spaces as required by local ordinances shall be mandatory. 2. For commercial condominium units, 1. The minimum parking slot requirement shall be in accordance with the provisions of the National Building Code of the Philippines. 2. Off-site parking may be allowed in addition to the on-site parking provided that the designated parking area is part of the project or the project is within the commercial subdivision where common parking area is part of the approved subdivision plan and provided further that parking arrangements are explicitly indicated in the contract of sale of property to be developed. Off-site parking shall not be located 200 meters away from condominium projects. 3. Access roads. Roads shall serve every building, parking space, play, park, playground or park, and service points, e.g., garbage collection points. Minimum roads or right-of-way shall be 8 meters. 6 meters thereof shall be the carriageway, and the remaining 2 meters shall be developed as camping strip. Sidewalks shall be provided for pedestrian circulation with a minimum width of 1.2 meters. Construction of roads, sidewalk, and catwalks shall be in accordance with the standards of residential subdivision. Space for turnaround at dead ends shall be direct access to the property shall be provided by public street or alley. And investment access shall be provided to dwelling or group of dwelling single plot without trespassing adjoining properties. Utilities and service facilities be independent for each dwelling unit. An independent means of access to each living unit shall be provided without passing through any yard of a living unit or any other yard. 1. Hierarchy of roads. For horizontal condominium projects, the hierarchy of roads shall be the same as the minimum design standard requirements for subdivision projects. 2. Pavement or roads made or minor motorsport for both residential and commercial condominium projects shall be paved with concrete asphalt. D. Basic facilities and services. 1. Service area, laundry and drying area. Adequate laundry and drying areas shall be provided. Where such services areas are held in common, they shall have suitable outdoor locations, fenced or screened and kept away from living rooms, entrance, or front yards. 2. Water supply, power, sewerage, and drainage utilities shall conform to the requirements of a subdivision. 2.1. Reservoir water tank. For multi-story buildings, if the height of the building requires water pressure in excess of that in the main water line, a water tank shall be provided. Tanks shall also be required if the peak drawn should reduce the pressure on the highest usable floor to less than 0.06 MPa, the minimum pressure required for satisfactory operation of fixtures, particularly those with flush valves. 2.2. Capacity, negative 20% average daily demand. Oh, not negative. Capacity, 20% average daily demand plus fire reserve.